Hey everybody, Lisa from Tiny Paws Spa with another video on dog food. Now this one is on freeze-dried dog foods, and if you're like me, you go into the pet store lately and there's an entire wall of them. You know, we used to have one or two options. So I just wanted to clear a few things up. They're not all the same, okay? So we have freeze-dried foods that are just treats. Okay, and when they call them treats, if you look on this, it said, well, this one doesn't say anything. It just says freeze-dried duck. It's 100% duck, but it's a treat, right? When it says 100% duck or 100% chicken or what, it's muscle meat, unless it specifies that it is heart or like this is freeze-dried lamb heart. Okay, and if you look on the back, you'll see that it's 59% protein. The ingredients, lamb heart. So therefore, it's not food, it's a treat, right? Same with liver. A lot of people buy freeze-dried liver. Right here we have lamb liver, 64% protein, ingredients, lamb liver. And then we have, there's duck liver. What's the 64.4% protein? Ingredients, duck liver, okay? So those are treats. Now this one says freeze-dried dog treats. This is the duck and pear. It's 35% protein. All it is duck liver, because they have to separate those on the label, and whole pears. And then we have the mixed tocopherols for a natural preservative, right? That's Hazel's favorite treat, by the way. Then we have this one. This is an interesting one. Tundra by Origin. Again, it says freeze-dried dog treats. I love these that are a combination, but everything in it Hazel can have. Like this one is venison, wild boar, duck, lamb, lamb liver, flounder, wild boar liver, venison kidney, venison tripe, wild boar heart, and then the mixed tocopherols. So this, I love this. Okay, crude protein though is only 40%. Crude fat is 35%. Okay, so if you have a dog with a health condition that warrants that they not have too much fat, you have to read these labels, but you would probably already know that, wouldn't you? That's a great treat, all right? And then I can't say enough about freeze-dried tripe, because I love tripe. I was a raw feeder long before there was even a raw food available. Back when Billinghurst's Barf book, remember Barf, Bones and Raw Food? It was the only book available, and we used to have to drive for miles and miles and go to meat processing plants and get our stuff, you know, and make our own diets. Anyway, I've been feeding raw green tripe for decades. Can't say enough about it. It does clean teeth, by the way. As a groomer, I have to tell you. Even when I used to have people mix it with their dog's kibble, the dogs would come in with clean teeth. Now, is the freeze-dried tripe going to clean teeth? I would say no, but there's still so much nutrition in the tripe. 52% protein, 34% fat. This is the lamb. You can get beef tripe as well. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, then we have, now this is an interesting one. This is a new one, okay? This is Shepherd Boy Farms. They are coming out with some interesting freeze-dried foods because they have a lot of alternate protein sources. This is the bison. I think they have alligator, a few different things like that. Now, the protein on this one is only 28%. That tells you right there that there's a lot of other stuff in here, not just meat, and there is. There's all kinds of fruits and vegetables and flaxseed and goat milk and egg, and there's everything in there. This one actually, Hazel and Oliver don't really care for this one so much, but freeze-dried food looks like that, right? All right, this one they love. This is bigger pieces, right? But it's still that same consistency. It's very light. It's like styrofoam almost, and it just kind of falls apart. You're gonna have to wait, Hazel. I'm starring in a movie. All right, So what's the protein on this one? 50%. This is the cod and salmon. Right on the front, it says 95% fish, organ, and bone. So you know only 5% is the added vegetables and fruits and other, supplements, okay? So that's definitely a mix-in. And they call it a meal mixer. Now, this is my new absolute favorite, Woof. Oh my gosh, the New Zealand natural pet food company. All of the Woof products, all of the freeze-dried foods. Hazel and Oliver love them. This is the goat. We have duck. We have, I don't know what, so many different varieties. Now I want to point out that there are some freeze-dried foods that have a different texture to them, and like Vital Essentials. Now check this out. This one says treats. This one says meal or protein mix-in, and yet they both, the ingredients are just like, this is duck, right? It just says duck and mixed tocopherols. This is the salmon. It just says salmon and mixed tocopherols. The protein is only 43%, and there's nothing else in there, supposedly. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's not. Sorry, Vital Essentials. Yeah, I'm sure there's not. But anyway, I wanted to show you the texture of it. They're hard and crunchy. They're not like any other freeze-dried food. They're almost like an air-dried food. Then we have, okay, speaking of air-dried foods, we have air-dried foods. Ziwi Peak. A lot of you are probably familiar with that. I'm currently out of my Ziwi Peak, but I do buy that one. Real meat for dogs. This is just like Ziwi Peak in texture and consistency and all of that. Air-dried. The only thing I don't love about this air-dried food is that it's got vegetable glycerin in it to keep it soft. And, I don't know what I have against vegetable glycerin, but I don't want it as part of my dog's regular everyday diet. Like if that's all they're eating, I don't want them eating vegetable glycerin in their food every day. I like to keep things very pure and natural. Now, this is my favorite air-dried food. Again, it's by that Woof, New Zealand pet food company, right? This is the venison. They make a freeze-dried venison and an air-dried venison. And they don't even really specify on the label, so you have to be careful when you order from them. But check this out. It comes in these nuggets. And everybody that I've given this to in the grooming shop, and both Hazel and Oliver love this. They like different textures and consistencies. Now, how do you feed a freeze-dried food? Well, it's very dry, but so is kibble. Kibble's a dried food too. So you really should moisten it. Do the dog's kidneys a favor and moisten that food. Freeze-dried foods, my guys both love them moistened. Dry. They love them dry. But I also feed my cooked diet with it. So it's, there's the moisture in the cooked food. But you can just moisten them with water. I use my stock and my bone broth that I make. Or you can buy bone broth for dogs. So you can moisten it with that. And I almost never just put this stuff in a bowl. As you can see, this is their little food puzzle, right? And you can see all the food in there waiting. That's why they're out there barking. They want their food. And then there's games like this where they have to move the different pieces. And then of course we have a snuffle mat. Snuffle mats are fun because they have to root around in there and dig everything out. And they're machine washable. So there you go, snuffle mats. And food puzzles, and the little, you know what, hang on. Don't leave. Because this thing, what is he, a gnome? I don't know. But this thing, and you put the food in there, and Hazel keeps picking it up, or she bats it around with her paws and she picks it up and drops it, and the food falls out of the hole. So she loves this thing too. Okay. That's it for my freeze-dried dog food video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.